Hello friends and welcome to Diablo 2 Golden Ticket. I'm your host Michelle Baker, author of the Arcadia Project trilogy from Simon & Schuster and an Orphan Black tie-in and stuff, but more importantly for your purposes, I'm a huge nerd for fantasy game lore. If you're not familiar with my previous Diablo Golden Ticket series, don't watch it, it's terrible, but you might want to check out one particular episode, linked in the description here, if you're starting the series from scratch. If you did see that episode, it might even be worth reviewing it so you can be like, oh, when we get to certain references right out of the gate here. I'll be discussing some game mechanics as well as lore, but if you're looking to be the best at playing this game, please check out literally any other video series, because I am legitimately terrible at it. I'm here for the dark, creepy feels and the absolutely banana pants world building, and that's what I'm going to focus on. Well, that and my super dramatic headcanon. You with me? Okay, then let's get started. We're going to cover all of these characters at some point, but Isendra the Sorceress is going to be our primary protagonist, mainly because, as of this recording, this is the only class I've actually played through all 5 acts on. Also, she's just incredibly gorgeous. I mean, look at that. Kashya the Amazon is going to be another main character, sort of like I had Morena and Jazrath as supporting characters for Prince Aiden last time. And also Zool the Necromancer, a guy who just keeps popping up again and again in canon, like he won't stay dead. And 2 other guys, Leif and Osric, are unnamed canon companions that the trio will eventually pick up. I've given them names, but that's about it at this point. Now, before we actually get into the game, I'm going to take a look at the amazing Act 1 cinematic. I've injected a couple of comments in text here and there where I think it's helpful, but I'm trying not to be too intrusive. You're going to want to blow up to full screen for this baby.
So, Marius, at last I find you.
Tyrael, yes. Yes, now I recognize you. I should have known you'd travel in disguise. They're always watching.
I've been searching for you for a long time, Marius. I was rather beginning to think you didn't want to be found.
Oh, forgive me, Tyrael, please. It wasn't my fault.
Not your fault. Tell me, Marius, how was it not your fault?
The Wanderer. Yes, it was the Wanderer. My days at the Rogue Citadel seemed so long ago. I sought refuge from my memories in the company of other outcasts, high in the mountains past the Eastern Gate. days at a time, For when I dreamt, the memories would return. Memories of the monastery and the evil which had claimed it. Dream memories. I couldn't tell the difference anymore. Had the evil from my dreams followed me at my heels? How had he found me here? How could this broken shell of a man, barely able to carry the weight of his own sword, be the burning terror which drove me to hide here? He seemed to have demons of his own. He struggled to contain. And he was losing. As I watched, I became convinced that I was truly mad. The terror, the destruction, the evil I witnessed. How else could I explain them? Were these the demons from my dream, or were they born within the Wanderer? Why did I follow him? I don't know. Why do things happen as they do in dreams? All I know is that when he beckoned, I had to follow him. And from that moment, we traveled together east. Always into the east.
Aw, Aiden found a friend.
Good day.
Good day, Fenris. I mean, Warrive.
Oh, greetings, stranger. I'm not surprised to see your kind here. Many adventurers have traveled this way since the recent troubles began. No doubt you've heard about the tragedy that befell the town of Tristram. Some say that Diablo, the Lord of Terror, walks the world again. I don't know if I believe that, but a dark wanderer did travel this route a few weeks ago. He was headed east to the mountain pass guarded by the rogue monastery. Maybe it's nothing, but evil seems to have trailed in his wake. You see, shortly after the wanderer went through, the monastery's gates to the pass were closed, and strange creatures began ravaging the countryside. Until it's safer outside the camp and the gates are reopened, I'll remain here with my caravan. I hope to leave for Lutko Lane before the shadow that fell over Tristram consumes us all. If you're still alive then, I'll take you along. You should talk to Akara, too. She seems to be the leader of this camp. Maybe she can tell you more.
Welcome to the camp of the Sisters of the Sightless Eye.
Welcome, Outlander, to our glorious hovel. I know you're here to challenge the evil that's driven us from our ancestral home. But know this. Akara may be our spiritual leader, but I command the rogues in battle. It will take more than just killing a few beasts in the wilderness to earn my trust.
You may notice Kashya has the same voice actor as Morena from Diablo 1. Okay, let's go meet High Priestess Akara.
Greetings, young sorceress. It is good to see more of your kind at work in the world these dark days. In my opinion, the world needs more women to fight against the Great Shadow. But I am forgetting my manners. I am Akara, High Priestess of the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye. I welcome you, traveler, to our camp, but I'm afraid I can offer you but poor shelter within these rickety walls. You see, our ancient sisterhood has fallen under a strange curse. The mighty citadel, from which we have guarded the gates to the east for generations, has been corrupted by the evil demoness Andariel. I still can't believe it. But she turned many of our sister rogues against us and drove us from our ancestral home. Now the last defenders of the Sisterhood are either dead or scattered throughout the wilderness. I implore you, stranger, please help us. Find a way to lift this terrible curse, and we will pledge our loyalty to you for all time. There is a place of great evil in the wilderness. Kashya's rogue scouts have informed me that a cave nearby is filled with shadowy creatures and horrors from beyond the grave. I fear that these creatures are massing for an attack against our encampment. If you are sincere about helping us, find the dark labyrinth and destroy the foul beasts. May the Great Eye watch over you.
Okay, so we've got our first quest. Let's check out the quest log, old school Diablo 2 style. Den of Evil is the first Act 1 quest, and you can review Akara's little speech about it whenever you want.
There is a place of great evil in the wilderness.
As the interface hints, Act 1 is made up of 6 quests. The Legacy Inventory tab will look very familiar to Diablo 1 veterans. All Isendra owns right now is 1 staff, an Identify scroll, and a Town Portal scroll. At the start, this Firebolt staff is Isendra's only source of magic, because at the very start of the game, she knows exactly 0 spells. Notice how the sound changes as well when I switch back to Resurrected mode. I think that's just such a nice little touch.
Evil beware.
And Isendra is off on her adventure. Okay, time for a mix of canon and headcanon about our protagonist. Isendra was born into a poor family with a bunch of kids. When she was 7 years old, a sorceress of the reclusive, all-female Zann Esu mage clan visited Isendra's family and asked polite questions about her affinity for the elements. Afterward, the sorceress went away, then returned a few weeks later to offer Isendra an apprenticeship. Isendra's family had heard rumors about the good fortune that followed people who offered up their daughters in this way, and since they had other children to think of, they agreed. At first, Isendra was devastated, as any child would be if their parents gave them up, but soon she fell in love with magic and started to see the other sorceresses as her true mothers and sisters. The Zann Esu clan's emphasis on purity and perfection was a good match for Isendra's slightly obsessive nature, and she really thrived in the study of the elements. When Isendra was 17, news of the ominous shadow falling over Tristram reached her clan, and some of them started, for the first time in their clan's history, to emerge from the jungle for reasons other than recruiting. Isendra badly wanted to join the fight, but by clan majority rules, she had to wait a year. As it turned out, her timing could not have been more perfect. Okay, back to mechanics mode. Inventory fills up fast, just as it did in the first game. The solution is the same, pop a town portal, and in this case it takes you back to the rogues camp. You can sell to Akara, or... Oh wait, we didn't meet Charcy yet. Movie time.
Hi there, I'm Charcy, the blacksmith here in camp. It's good to see some strong adventurers around here. Many of our sisters fought bravely against Diablo when he first attacked the town of Tristram. They came back to us true veterans, bearing some really powerful items. Seems like their victory was short-lived though. Most of them are now corrupted by Ondario.
Okay, back to the den of evil. So Isendra is now a dignified young woman of 18, whose dry manner of speaking often makes her seem older than her years. She's well-disciplined from her decade of Zann Esu training, but she harbors a secret spark of rebellion that may one day be her doom.
This place is trouble.
Okay, the quest log updated. What's our objective? Literally kill all the things. Okay, then. Just kill it all with fire. One of the fallen sisters. Isendra pauses a moment to pay her respects, not to check her pockets, I promise. As the fallen imps converge on her, her staff's firebolt isn't enough, so Isendra risks calling on the power of lightning for the first time without her mentor's supervision. What is that gargantuan beast? Isendra checks her field guide. Huh. Yikes. Another fallen sister. I think the Zann Esu clan and the Sisterhood have a strong mutual respect, as Akara's greeting seemed to imply earlier. More of those fallen imps you might remember from the floors just under the Tristram Cathedral. Okay, once you kill her, definitely getting up again, and it's the asshole with the staff that's to blame. New priority targets for Isendra, fallen with staves. Time to lure them all to a good spot for zapping. Remember, charge bolt. Beating things to death with a stick is not really Zann Esu's style. Her mentor would disapprove. Let me break for a second to talk about how I'm leveling her. I'm using the Icy Veins fastest leveling build, so at level 4 that means all vitality, stat-wise. As for spells, Charge Bolt is the first spell we're putting points into. She gets more bolts as she levels up. She's at 6 now. Later we'll get heavily into Nova, another lightning spell, with a dash of Frost Nova, Static Field, and some others. Basically, she's going to be a lightning gal until about level 20, and then we'll go crazy with ice stuff. When you kill enough guys, you get a helpful quest log update. It tells you how many you have left. It's very motivating. Finally, she finds the last demon and kills it. How does she know? Let's just say it isn't subtle.
This cave has been purged of evil.
Her first successful quest. A real confidence boost. Many sorceresses of the Zann Esu clan have been turned loose into the world in the past year, but little does Isendra know she is the one who has wandered into the exact right place at the right time. I think she might be starting to feel it in her gut, though. Since she came from the east, she must have passed through the mountains quite some time before the monastery fell. I think her intention was to head to the recently saved Tristram, but she got sidetracked on some minor adventure elsewhere in Khanduras, and when she finally wrapped that up, the situation had changed quite a bit, both in Tristram and at Eastgate Keep.
You have cleansed the den of evil. You've earned my trust, and may yet restore my faith in humanity. Your reward is training in the skill of your choice. Even though the corrupted ones were once of our order, you need not shy from slaying them, for they stand between you and Andariel. Perhaps when the Demon Queen is dead, our sisters will return to life. But more likely, they will be forever bound to their unholy pact.
This quest gave us another skill point to spend, and I'm still just going by the Icy Veins guide because I'm more interested in pondering headcanon than mechanics, so Charged Bolt it is. In our next episode, we will get to meet a very exciting supporting character, the Necromancer Zool. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to be notified when that one goes up. I'll see you next time.